All right, let's talk about pulling mechanics. So that's going to be obviously things like pull-ups, it's going to be seated rows, cable rows, anything where you are either bringing an object back to you or it may be a fixed object and you are pulling yourself to it. Mechanics are going to be the same, and one of the biggest keys is we need to move through the shoulder blades. So what I frequently see, let's say this is a basic row, people will tend to perform it like this. So I'm moving through the elbows, I'm moving through the shoulders, but I'm not really moving through my shoulder blades, and that's one of our key components. So I encourage people to initiate through the shoulder blades first and then continue their pull to finish it out. Come back out, release the blades, squeeze, and then pull. Even if it's a vertical pull, drive them down, continue your pull. Drive them down, continue your pull. Or even a sweeping motion, driving down, and then continue that pull. So the mechanics are going to be the same. Really make sure we're digging into those right muscle groups. Now, a couple of keys here. We don't want to pull the elbow back behind the shoulder. So once I'm at 90, I can pinch my shoulder blades back as much as I possibly can, but I don't want the elbow getting back behind the shoulder. Pinch and squeeze them right there. So let's think about it in terms of Da Vinci's anatomical man. If we're here, I think we could agree that I can't do anything to make my back muscles contract anymore. So they are as pinched as they can be. Similar to in this position, I can't contract my bicep any more than this. There's nowhere for it to go. Same concept. So with my back muscles contracted as far as they can be, if I bend my elbows, there's the end of my row. So I'm contracted, there's the end of my row. Here's the end of my lat pull down or my pull up. Here's the end of my lat sweep. So if you take yourself to that end position, or that contracted position for an exercise, find your proper shoulder blade position and then simply bend your elbows to whatever angle you're pulling from, that's going to put you in the right position. Another key you can go with is lighter grip pressure, and this doesn't work as well for something like a pull-up, but when we're doing rows, the lighter the grip pressure, the better, because the more you squeeze, you're firing off those arm muscles, you're more likely to pull a lot of bicep and some of your forearm into it. So I go with light pressure, and then you're going to think about drawing the elbow back instead of your hand back. One of the analogies I really like is firing a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow is not fired by bending your elbow, it's drawing the shoulder blade back and really incorporating those back muscles. So that's what we're looking for with our movements. Here, light grip pressure, draw the elbows back and squeeze. In that back position, you want your shoulders as far away from your ears as possible and pinch together as much as possible. So as soon as you start to feel a lot more arm relative to your back sensations when you're doing some rowing, one-arm rowing, odds are you've exceeded the ability strength-wise for your back muscles, and now you're recruiting a lot more arm. Again, when there's something like a pull-up, I'm a much bigger fan of using assisted versions instead of worrying about this arbitrary idea of pull-up, so that we can stay very clean, we can really drive through the shoulder blades and pull up, release them on the way down. So make sure you're moving through the shoulder blades, and then make sure you're not going into kind of over pulling as you go through the exercise.